Rare Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage. One, two, 1, 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast.
Yeah.
You got me, myself, Lord Rab. You got Coroner Barber. He couldn't make it. You got OG Clee going on a vacation. Come home, Clee. You know what I'm saying? And come home with a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And today we got a very, 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 very special guest. Now, when I say special, I'm talking about Oakland's own. I'm talking about the original scam rapper. I'm talking about the original scam boy. I'm talking about the guy that you see that's creating trends all over. Like, I saw this guy when he was a little kid, and then I came down Fairfax and saw him on the billboard. I didn't understand what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, you might know him for his fashion. You might know him for his lingo. He's known as the Ferragamo Falcon. You know what I'm saying? And today we got him on the Prada podcast. We got Guapdad 4000 in this motherfucker, man.
Let's go.
What's up with it, man?
Man, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Man, thank you for fucking with me, man. I so appreciate it, man. You know, I've been like one of your biggest fans forever, man. You know, and
man, that's love.
Personally knowing your family, personally knowing everybody and seeing what you came up against, that's like, you know what I'm saying? I was around when Guapdad had to be a Guapdad for real, in real life. You know what I'm saying? So, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm sorry I was late. I woke up on time. I was feeling good. Stretched, yelled at my little brothers. The house was clean though, so I was still happy, but I had to act like I was smashing on them because I've been smashing on these niggas lately. And I was finna get up here, and I walk outside and my lift just left. He just dipped, but luckily my photographer was walking in. He seen the whole shit. We yelled at the car, then got in his, drove here, and that's been my day. That's been my day.
It be like that, man.
Yeah.
So I got to give you the No Vultures disclaimer because this is just what we do.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, I started a podcast for my love of hip hop, the culture in itself, you know, all the elements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not just one. And I didn't like the way the media was portraying rappers, the culture. Like, I don't like when, you know, they want to holler at Guapdad because of like a situation with you and Russ.
Yep.
All over the blogs blow up. Let me get an interview. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? But no, you know, but those same publications or outlets might miss the fact that you on this Dreamville album, or you up for a Grammy, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you miss that and get this?
Yeah, you want to know something funny? I remember around the time when the Russ stuff was happening, I was actually saying yes to just a lot of press because I had dropped an interview the same day. I mean, I dropped an album the same day.
Okay.
All the bullshit happened, really. And I was at Rolling Loud, and they was like, "Oh, No Jumper want to interview you," and they was like, "We want to talk about the Russ thing," and I was like, "I don't want to talk about the Russ thing," and he was like, "Damn, we don't want to do the interview," and I was like, "All right."
That's crazy. See, that's like that's my thing, and anybody can have what they have and they can like what they like. But one of those things is like for instance with a No Jumper, and I don't mind saying other people's name on my show. But
yeah, I mean, I fuck with No Jumper.
Yeah, no, I know you fuck with him.
We got AD got their thing there.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with Adam about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I was just making the point.
But my thing is, so you being from West Oakland, we knowing where you from, your people being from the bottoms, I know what type of lifestyle you come from, right?
Yeah.
So, in what that situation that happened, that could have went totally, I'm talking about bad, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, what gives anyone the right out that's a guest kind of in the culture, because his background is BMX, I believe, which is still the culture to me. I fucked with BMX, right? But he never had to live on the street. So I don't really like when that's the forefront of your media, because you don't have to deal with the consequences of it. You see what I'm saying? You do.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing with anybody in this media game is like don't use us basically. And so we started a podcast. That. So I want to go to the beginning, right? West Oakland.
Yeah.
Right? What was it like? What was it like growing up? What was it like growing up in that house?
Man, I love the West. I love the West so much. It was so warm, so pretty, so much art, so many murals, a lot of graffiti, a lot of famous graffiti artists from the Bay too. All of like the Bay Area graffiti legends got a piece somewhere in the West. Big parks, big ass cars, loud ass music. I really do miss the sound of trunks rattling when I go back home.
Yeah.
When I hear that,
Yeah.
man, it's so comforting to me.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like a satisfying sound.
What at that time, what was like the soundtrack to your life?
Man, I went through many different phases with music. At this time that I'm really just thinking
When you were
of
a youngster, when
I'm super
like
young.
when you had MLK.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Early on, I really fucked with Eminem.
Mm.
I liked all of that's just like Slim Shady era for me when I was in Martin Luther King.
What was it about him? Was it the structure?
His
the delivery?
videos.
The videos.
I liked his videos and I could remember his raps. I always been witty, so I had a thing for overt wit, and when people were trying to be clever in your face, I like that.
Yeah.
Because it feels like an illusion, and I've always also been kind of really asphyxiated with magic and the paranormal, and that's how I look at surprising somebody with a clever bar. It's like voila, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Voila, excuse me. And he I just remember really fucking with him as a kid. Him and this was before I started fucking with Kanye West. It was really Eminem was my favorite rapper at the time. Like when I was super duper hella young. Yeah.
So, like, was people around you off Eminem?
Nah, I
At
just
all?
was watching TV. My
straight
mama
TV.
slapped old school shit. Faith Evans, all the New York, the bad boy sound, all of that, Lil Kim, and then gangster shit, and that's all my pops listened to too. Was like gangster hardcore
Rap a lot.
like
Shit like that.
yeah,
Face.
rap a lot. Scarface, 3 Times Crazy, you know, shit like that. And Swad used to play hella Too Short. Swad always played short.
Shout out to Swad, man.
Yeah.
Well, since we talking about Swad, was that weird that your uncle made all the Rest in Peace shirts in Oakland?
No, it was. It's something that I give him his flowers for.
Yeah.
To this day, he was a pioneer.
Yeah.
In the fashion industry, if you
he was,
literally you can say that.
He was.
Yeah,
like,
because RP shirts became a big thing, and he was like our Bay Area Pen and Pixel.
He was. Damn, you know about Pen and Pixel?
I know about a lot.
How the fuck you know about Pen and Pixel?
Because of me having uncles like that and putting me on Photoshop early, and then me just being a general, having a general interest in art, been graphic designing for hella long, and I went through a phase where I wanted all my covers to look like Lil B covers.
Yeah.
Why do I like Lil B covers? Because they look like Master P covers. Who did Master P covers?
Pen and Pixel.
Exactly.
That's crazy because I was fascinated with Pen and Pixel when I was young, when they was doing all of those covers, and then Cash Money came later, before Pen and Pixel, it was something called Funky Fat Graphics in Oakland that actually did the exact same thing. I'm talking about dead spot on. Master P, was in Richmond, and that's who we used to go through. Funky Fat Graphics. They did the exact same thing, but
that's clean to know.
Yeah, so it's like hearing you say that, I'm like, damn, you pay attention, but it shows in your artistry. Like all that shit you saying, it shows. Now, you was different than all the other kids though, because you were like born an artist. Like, so I asked, Haiti Baby told me this, that he rhymes in color, and I talked to Seti Hendrix last week in Atlanta, and he said he rhymes in color. Is that true with you?
Yeah. I mean, you see how I described things, it's always color.
Right.
It's always color. Even when when I'm in here with James and we cooking, and he like something, I'd be like, I want to make something purple and pretty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you used to paint your room a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the time.
So that was a mood thing.
I have an obsession with rearranging and colors and just reutilizing my space all the time. I always gotta change it. I just changed my whole computer setup yesterday. Spent like 6 hours on rearranging it. No, niggas couldn't even text me. But when I just get in these modes where I just gotta paint, I gotta change something. I gotta do like something gotta get.
Damn, that's
it's always been that way. That's why I got a modular couch so I can move my living room around.
Yeah.
I'll go crazy if I can't.
Yo, you now like all of us, right? Growing up in the hood, we have, sometimes we have parents split up and don't be together, and things happen. Dads go to jail. From what I know about you, your dad was in jail, and he used to send you drawing.
Yeah, my pops used to send me drawings of hella shit.
Now that shit, now, because you different than everybody else, so people getting it, freak out over it over a minute, and then you kind of looking at it, and you probably looking at the shading and shit.
Yeah, no, I learned how to, because by then I was already starting to draw Dragon Ball Z, and then, all the jail drawings, they only got kids' books and shit to go off of. Like coloring books and shit. So it was always like Mickey Mouse and shit. But I would see how you was doing the shading on his shirt, or Winnie the Pooh, or Tasmanian Devil.
Right.
And I was taking notes.
That's super dope, man.
Yeah.
Like just to know that you, because I was the kind of kid, I wasn't able to draw well. When I got older, I realized my artistry came different. It came in different ways of like being visual, just visual, which you a fan of too.
Yeah.
And a fun fact that I know too that I don't think you talk about a lot is being from the bottoms, being from the West Oakland, looking at your shirt, which reminded me heavy in just us in Oakland being embedded in Black Panther culture, being proud Black people.
Yeah.
Your grandma dated Huey. Like, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers can't say that. Like, that's different. Like,
Sister P a legend.
Yeah.
Sister P is a legend.
Yeah.
I love my grandma. She crazy as hell.
And you mixed. And people don't, people know that now, I think, but they didn't know that.
Yeah, at all. And it's crazy because I never really hid it, but I guess I just never went hella overt with it. It'd be like, look at me, I'm also Filipino, you know. But I guess that's what you got to do for real.
The Filipinos in the Bay is ready to kill about you. Like they like.
I got to mobilize.
When I came to your event, they just was they was in there nuts. Like they love it. You know what I'm saying? But we all want to identify with something cool that's our own. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I mean, of course, they got one of the coolest motherfuckers in the world with Pacquiao. But you know what I'm saying? He can box and sing out of key. That's a special fucking talent.
Yep. Only Pacquiao only downfall is he just overt. He just too religious.
Yeah, he is.
He too religious.
He is.
And religion is a brand killer.
Yes.
From a business standpoint.
Yes, it is. It is.
Otherwise, he would have stayed Filipino Jesus.
Right. He definitely would have.
He could have been.
He could shoot hoop. He could box. He could do a hell of shit. So, with your talents in drawing and shit, and you actually got to go to special schools. Yeah. So you had to travel to the city to go to school.
Yeah. I was going to school in Frisco.
How did you get there?
I went to a really, really good charter middle school called Kid Bridge Academy, and I was like the test tube baby of this new program because KIP was like a new idea in education at the time, and it was super forward thinking, and this random dude who came across this idea, probably funding, to start a branch of this school in West Oakland, started recruiting people in the neighborhood, like just knocking on kids' doors. And they got us to go by saying like they'll pay us to go to school. Yeah. Gotta do it. And I was like, hell yeah, come on. It wasn't even real money though. Yeah. But because I went to that school, and it would, and they were able to fuel me how you supposed to fuel a baby genius when you find me. Like I had all the resources I probably needed education wise because of them. And it was in the middle of West Oakland.
Yeah.
And they set me up. They was like, y'all not going to regular high schools. We not doing that. It's private or charter only.
That's crazy.
So here's the application process. Let's start taking these tests and get going. We did hella test prep. I got one of the highest scores in OUSD on the English essay, and that got me a lot of love on the private sector from who I was applying. And I was applying to a lot, and they really wasn't fucking with me, but I got into maybe like 4 schools, I think. Yeah. And then I ended up going to international in Frisco.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So like your high school alumni is like, what are they like? Like, are they like people from the city?
Yeah,
mostly?
they just rich kids from the city. A lot of them split off and start doing rich kid shit, which just blending them in rehab. A few of them are hella normal now.
Yeah.
Like their parents cut them off and they broke
Oh shit.
and just live like a regular life.
Yeah.
I'm talking about broke by like they standards, but they
standards,
still
yeah.
they're still white. So
Right.